Hello, I'm Kenny Aldridge. I'm president of ASI and I'm a master plumber. Today I'm going to show you how to put together a couple fittings in copper and solder them. You don't have to be a master plumber to do it. All you have to do is a few simple steps and you're on your way. First, you're going to need a torch. You have a torch head and you have the tank, some self-cleaning flux. I'm using Odie number 5, some solder. This is 95.5 lead-free solder. And you need some emery cloth. This is to clean the pipe on the outside before you put your fitting on. And of course, a fitting brush here. Copper cutters. So here we go. Now this is a mock-up situation. We obviously, though, there's many variables in the field, in your home and wherever you're soldering at. But this will give you the basics on soldering. First, we're going to take our copper cutters. We're going to place it on our pipe. You just barely tighten it down just to snug enough, okay? And then you want to cut. Tighten a little more, twist. And there we have it. It's a nice clean cut. And then on most copper cutters, you have a reaming device. You want to ream the inside of the copper. And what that allows it to do is the water to flow freely through without any obstructions once it's together. Once you have it reamed, you want to take your emery cloth or your sandpaper, grip it, give it a twisting motion. Got to squeeze a little bit on it, and you can see we have a nice clean edge. Now there is some residue on this. You want to take that residue, kind of wipe it off with your hand. And we want to sand both sides of that pipe. Okay, the next step, you want to take your fitting brush and you want to put the fitting brush in and twist, probably for about 10 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds, enough to get a good abrasive edge on the inside. You want to take your flux, in this case we're using self-cleaning flux. You want to wipe it on the inside. This just needs a fine, even coating. At no given point should you have any globs, because this purpose of this is just to clean and flux the pipe. So in this case, excess is not best. Continue to place it on the outside of the pipe. There you go, now it's together. The next step is you really want to take your, get your rag ready. You need a rag, and you want to heat the flux, or heat the bottom of the pipe, and always start at the bottom because heat rises to the top. Once you see the flux starting to melt, you want to take the flame away, as I'll show you in just a moment, and then you want to wipe. Removing the excess flux from the pipe keeps from any solder runs going all the way around and makes for a bad looking joint if you don't do otherwise. Now I can see that my flux is starting to clean and starting to bubble a little bit. I'm going to remove the heat and I'm going to wipe it. This will help make for a nice clean solder joint. Don't let it cool down too much. Put your heat back on. And the most common way for doing this is to keep testing it. Run your solder right over top of it. Now you notice my torch and the flame is probably at about 2 or 3 inch distance away. Now my solder is starting to melt. There you go. You can watch it melt. There it goes. And the flux is actually taking it in. There we go. Remove your heat. And as quickly as possible, take this, you take your rag and wipe. Now, you want to be careful doing this because it's obviously the solder can land on your finger and burn you. So be careful about it. And once it cools down enough, take and really wipe it good because flux has a tendency to turn green and oxidize the copper pipe. And it really later on makes for a bad looking piece of pipe. Continue to clean. Let it cool before you remove it. And congratulations, if you went through this task, you've completed your solder and your solder joint. And good luck. See you next time.